Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. It is time for some trans memes. Because trans rights are human rights. Before we get started though, especially you trans people out there, I know y'all don't hydrate enough. Go grab something to drink, grab some tea or some water, and then come back. You hydrated? Good. Let's go. Me at 14, an angsty, straight cis male that was very insecure about my sexuality and masculinity despite having very eggy thoughts. Me at 24, a bisexual trans girl who feels like she lost years of her life after spending a long time suppressing her feelings about her gender and sexuality and just wants to feel at peace with her identity and to feel comfortable in her own skin. Okay, listen. It is so easy to get lost in those thoughts though, to be like, oh, what if I knew earlier? Or what if I admitted it earlier? Because even if you have thoughts or that go of like, wait, what if I am trans? A lot of the time we're not able, or like we're not willing to admit it to ourselves even for a long time. So we just kind of push those down again. It's easy to get lost in those. But hey, listen, that's not helping. Just be glad that you know now and just try to do your best to make the best of your life now. I know that's easier said than done, but dwelling on the past isn't helpful. So let's all just try to look forward to the future, right? Being dysphoric about normal things. Nah. Being dysphoric about my dad naming my lights Princess, so every time I turn the lights off, I have to say, Echo, turn Princess off. Can't you still just use the light switch so you don't have to say it? But listen, I think that's totally valid. If you're a trans guy, and your dad named your lights Princess because you're his princess, I can understand being dysphoric about it. That makes me cringe. That's so weird. But listen, if you have a light switch, maybe just don't make yourself dysphoric on purpose and just use the light switch even if you have to get up. You know who can get away with calling me a dude? Frigging no one, because I'm not a fucking dude. Fair. I know a lot of people mean it as gender neutral, but then get offended if you ask how many dudes they've slept with. But listen, if someone tells you they're uncomfortable with the term dude, or if someone tells you they're uncomfortable with any term you're using for them, just stop, dude. It's not that complicated. The army grows. Honestly, I was at IKEA last Friday and I almost bought a Blaha. Then I thought about how much I just don't have space on my sofa anymore because I have too many plushies. Oh well, I didn't buy a Blaha. But I also don't live that far away from IKEA and I will probably go there sometime soon again, so maybe I'll have a Blaha. My mom just told me that you're not a woman until you get blood on nearly every pair of pants you love. And I was like, what if you don't have periods? And she said, well, I didn't say it had to be your own. Okay, I thought this was gonna be cis-sexist, and I was pleasantly surprised. Get the sort, ladies. That's fair. Honestly, that is, if you've ever had your period, especially in like middle school when you're just starting to have your period. This happens more than you want to. Or maybe I was just bad with periods, which I can't even deny. But accidents happen, especially if you're still new to it and trying to figure it out. But listen, if you don't have your period, swords are also a way to get blood on your pants, I guess. What gives people feelings of power, money, status? Being called Noah by my Spanish teacher because I chose Noah as my Spanish name. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Like the word Noah. Like, why do you have a chosen Spanish name? But anyways, I'm glad you feel comfortable, Noah. And I guess that's pretty cool. That's kind of sneaky. It's sneaky. I love it. Wanting body hair because it looks masculine, but hating body hair because it feels weird and you have sensory issues, you know? My autistic trans mask ass. Yeah. Listen, body hair, like especially if you wear like shorts or something, and then there's like a breeze and it moves and it just feels so weird. And I have the same issue with long hair because I can always feel my hair. Like, obviously can't feel my hair, I can just feel it moving. But it's just as bad with short hair. The only option is to have it buzzed, or have it this long so I can at least tie it together and feel it less. But the amount of times I want to shave my hair. And also, yeah, body hair's weird. Body hair's weird. But honestly, if you have like a little bit of stubble, or if you have like some body hair so it doesn't move as much, it might help make you look more masculine and not give you too much sensory issues. I'm not sure. I guess the best way is to like figure it out what feels best for you, sensory wise and like gender envy wise, I guess. Some green frogs can reverse their sex even in forest ponds free from high levels of pollution. Healthy frogs can mysteriously reverse their sex. Frogs have been shown to reverse their sex in polluted southern ponds. Now the same has been shown to happen in more pristine forests. Do I need to say it? I mean, apart from the fact that we've already claimed frogs as queer animals, this just proves it. I love frogs. Frogs are cute. And the fact that they can just change their sex is kind of cool. But honestly, from an evolutionary standpoint, that makes sense. Because if somehow suddenly a lot of the males die out or something, or females, then you can just like switch and still reproduce. From an evolutionary standpoint, that's just smart. So we stand frogs. Today, on Trans Day of Visibility, girls who code in honor to celebrate everyone in the trans community and those past, present, and future who have broken barriers in STEM. Girls who code under fire for working with arms dealer Raytheon. This picture. But literally, we've been over this. It is kind of a cliche, but sometimes cliches are true. And a lot of trans women apparently seem to be in some sort of STEM. Or scientists. Like, you know, why are trans women so smart? But honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So, have fun coding if you enjoy it, I guess. Be a lesbian. Feel weird about freaking girls because I don't have a dick. Become vocal because I can't grasp the idea of freaking someone without a real dick. Even a strap-on won't cut it. Only have fantasies involving me freaking a woman with a dick. Envision myself as a man freaking women in every fantasy I have. What does this even mean? I think you know. I think you know. This is one of those. You're this close. This close to figuring out you're trans. Because envisioning yourself as a man in whatever fantasy you're having isn't a very cis thing to do if you're a woman. I mean, you're obviously not a woman because pretty sure you're a trans guy. But listen, you get to choose your own label. I'm not here to do that. But listen, it's giving very much those vibes. It is not a very woman thing to do to envision yourself as a man. You know? Okay, this is the best way to spot a trans person. Question asked, how do you spot a transgender person? While working out at the gym with your transgender friend, as they begin to bench press any amount of weight that they may not be comfortable with, stand with your feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent behind the bench, and place both hands evenly beneath the bar of the weight, keeping your hands below the bar as they complete their reps. If it appears that they're about to lose control of the weight or are in any danger, catch the bar and assist them in placing it back on the stand. But if you want to spot your cis friends this way, the same technique also works. But literally, I love people who think they can spot trans people and then are just so oblivious. And by the way, I've started a new job 2.5 months ago now, and no one knows I'm trans. And honestly, I always think it's obvious that I am, but apparently no one suggests or suspects anything. They don't freaking know. And I kind of want to tell them because it's kind of awkward. And I really don't care. Like, I'm not trying to go stealth. But I'm also kind of waiting to see how long it'll take for someone to start questioning it. So I'll keep you updated if someone asks questions or something. Me, on my way to the other side of the multiverse, where I can be a cute girl so I can live a happy life. Okay, I guess transitioning in real life is harder. It's definitely more difficult, and it takes longer than traveling across the multiverse. But I think maybe don't bring about the end of the universe by yeeting yourself to the other side of the multiverse. Maybe please don't. But good luck with your transition. Either way, I guess. And if envisioning this helps you get through it, you know, if you have to wait for appointments or something, I'm not even judging. That's honestly, I'm not judging if it helps. Ah yes, the third gender. Them. Ryan, a boy. Wednesday day, a boy. Pepper, a girl. Adam, Antichrist. What is this even from? Literally, what is this even from? But, yeah. Wait, is the Antichrist in Good Omens called Adam? Is he? Is this from... Have you watched Good Omens? Good Omens is literally so funny. I love it. And I'm still waiting for season 2. But I think they're filming season 2 right now. So, yeah. Also, David Tennant as a demon. Come on. Literally, go watch it. But I love the third gender. It's pretty cool. Me, finally ordering a blaha. It's gonna take 4 weeks to get here. Well, like I said, if I want a blaha, I'll have it easier. I'm sorry you have to wait 4 weeks, but hey, at least you know it's coming. In the big picture, 4 weeks isn't that long. You'll be fine until it gets here. Me, about to come out. My parents, who carefully chose the perfect name for me that means something and sounds good. Oh, that's so awkward. That's so awkward. I think one of my sisters chose my birth name because I only have older siblings, and one of them chose it, I think. But literally, since I don't have a that good relationship with my parents, I didn't ask them for name suggestions. They still tried to give some, obviously, especially my mother. But listen, if you have a good relationship with your parents, you can ask them if they knew what they were going to name you, if you would have been like the other, or born as the opposite sex. But if you have a good relationship, you can ask for suggestions anyways. And literally, they couldn't have known. So I don't get why parents are so offended about it. Right? Like, sure, you envision the life for your child with that name and everything. But listen, your like vision of their life isn't more important than their actual life. So maybe be supportive, you know, and I hope you find a name that you like, that sounds good and also maybe means something. Picking out some ice cream, and I got misgendered. Then I moved one aisle over and crouched down to grab some frozen pizza. Stood up to find some guy standing way too close who was leering at my ass. I just don't want to be perceived anymore. Literally, it's so weird. How is it possible to be misgendered and then gendered, seemingly randomly, because people are weird? Like, gender is like very much perceived differently by different people. So you will get misgendered and then gendered correctly in the span of 5 minutes, and probably not understand why. And also, I don't think we need to talk about how many creepy guys there are, because the answer is too damn many. But yeah, not being perceived anymore would kind of be a good solution for that. Me talking to my trans friends. Oh dear, gorgeous. Me talking to my cis friends. You freaking donkey. Fair. I was gonna make a joke about how I don't even have cis friends anymore. I have a lot of cis friends. Do I have straight friends? Probably not. Probably not. Who does that? Come on. You know, tough transition, but I'm starting to feel better. As in, literally every trans person after they transition or while they're transitioning, because it is difficult, but it's still better than the alternative. Because if you're so freaking uncomfortable and just unhappy with your life, while transitioning is hard and it's difficult and it just takes so long, it's still probably the preferable option. Missing. Answers to Cupcake. Hey, isn't that you? I thought you said your name was Thor. Yeah, must be a typo or something. Sure. Okay, I'm not good at typing, but even I couldn't mistype a name that badly. But it's still a funny answer. It's still a funny answer. I think my name's probably changed everywhere by now because it's been like 3.5 years. Has it really been that long? Or am I just bad at math? No, it's actually been 3.5 years. So I think it's changed everywhere. I finally got my new graduation certificates a few weeks ago, which I ordered from my school in March or April, and I finally have them. So that's cool. Now that I don't need them anymore because I'm not looking for a new job anymore, but oh well, I just didn't hand them in because they still have my old name on it. I'm just glad they didn't ask. Thanks for doing this. I know you don't like having your photo taken. I have good reasons for that, Mom, and just so you know, these are probably the last professional photos of me in guy mode. Oh well, if that's the case, you could have worn something a little nicer instead of that shitty red polo shirt and jeans and sneakers. Then how about we go back and I change into my red low-cut v-neck top, short skirt, black tights, two-heeled vintage leather boots with silver buckle straps, and a nice fully stuffed up push-up? No. Why not? I mean, I'm not sure it would count as guy mode anymore if you do that, but who cares? I think you would look really good in that outfit. I think you would look really cute. So, you're driving. If you change, like if you go back, she can't really do anything. She might yell at you. Don't yell at the driver, come on, but you could. Thanks for not describing your facial feminization surgery as having a surgeon cutting your face off and rearranging your bones in front of my parents. I know that took restraint. Isn't that kind of what it is, though? It's accurate, though. I know parents are probably going to be shocked. Is it just a trans thing to just say it in like such a blatant way? I don't know. But listen, it is kind of what they do. It sounds more aggressive than it is, obviously, because they're not a butcher, they're a surgeon, but it's still kind of true. Real footage of facial feminization surgeon acquiring a new face for his patient. Excuse me, miss, I need to accommodate your face. Again, just get other trans people. Trans people are constantly willing to switch body parts or whole bodies with other trans people. We always want to do it. Just ask us, come on. We'll give you our face if we get another face in return. You know, it's fine. Ah yes, transphobic parents be like, you'll never understand my pain. They're trans kids. Sorry. My bad. Literally, the whole, oh, have you considered my feelings? A, if you're being a transphobic dipshit, no, they probably haven't. And second of all, even if they would, again, their life is literally more important than whatever vision you had for them. Because they're their own person. They're not a copy of you. They don't have to do things just because you want them to. Literally, what are you doing? But anyways, no, they haven't considered your feelings. And sure, obviously, if they don't have their own kids, they can't understand what that's like. But again, if you're not a transphobic dickhead, you're not even going to be in pain. You're going to be like, oh, okay, this is new information. I'm not saying it doesn't, like, you have to switch instantly. Like, a lot of trans people are going to stand if you need a little while to process. Because it is still kind of a big change. But honestly, it's not that hard. It ain't that difficult to respect other people. You know? Ask your friends to call you by your chosen name. No. Name your D&D character your chosen name so they don't have a choice. Honestly, kind of fair. That's honestly fair. And honestly, that seems like a pretty cool way to come out, by the way. Just create a new D&D character and then just be like, oh hey, by the way, I'm trans, please always call me this, not just when we're playing D&D. That's honestly fair. And also, that's a good way to test it out, because you know a lot of people say, oh, if you want to try out a new name, go to Starbucks. But then you get it called once. If you name your character that, You get a call multiple times, and you can just kind of see how it feels if you want to actually change your name to that, or if maybe you want a different name. So honestly, that's a smart move. That's a smart move. Boy, why am I a girl? As in every trans guy when he wakes up in the morning and he's just like, honestly, why? Why? Fair. Fair. Plus size clothes. Cool hooded motorcycle jacket. Oh my god, that's perfect. And it's not even too expensive. They have to have my size. They only sell plus size clothes. Okay, of course they don't. Of course they don't. The struggle that, again, most trans people will probably share. Especially if you're a trans guy and you're not actually that tall. I mean, unless you go shop in the kids department, because honestly, kids' clothes aren't even that childish. Like, especially, I can fit like clothes that are meant for 12 or 14-year-olds boys, basically. At least shirt-wise. And they're not actually that childish, so it's fine. Because finding XS men's clothes is really difficult. Also, I shop literally in any section. I don't care. If something is cute and I wanna wear it, and it suits me and I like it, who really cares from which department it comes from? Literally, if it fits and you like it, who cares? But honestly, the same goes probably for trans women. If you're too tall, you're always gonna like have clothes that are too tight, or too short, or don't fit your shoulders, because apparently you have more shoulders than are meant for women. Clothes shopping is frustrating. It's literally so frustrating, and it was always so frustrating to me before I even understood why. And it still can be very frustrating, because sometimes you just find clothes that you really like, but then they don't fit you. Because they don't have the right size. The pain, literally, the pain. And then you never find, because if she starts looking for a jacket like this, she's not going to find it anywhere else. Because that's literally, if you want something specific, you're not going to find it anywhere else. It literally just sucks. Wanting to be with a cute girl? No. Wanting to be a cute girl? No. Wanting to be a cute girl with a cute girl? Yes. That's fair. That's fair. And also, we support trans lesbians on this channel. If you don't, get out. Just get out. Literally, what are you doing here? Ah yes, the three genders. Greetings, friends, enemies, and enemies that pretend to be friends. Again, literally, why are you doing this? I can't understand caring this much to pretend to be someone's friend. Literally, don't have the energy for it. Trade offer. I receive a happy, healthy, and positive workplace experience, and you receive a girl with less traumatic and unhealthy example of work environments. Me, who's been too afraid to work or job hunt since transitioning. You're from the US. You're from the US, aren't you? Literally, yeah. Don't answer that, I already know if it's true. But honestly, fair. Because honestly, so many workplaces already suck. Because people don't know how to treat their employees, either way. But adding another level of difficulty on top of it really doesn't help. Okay, I want to look like a girl in a boy way and a boy in a girl way, and androgynous in a hot way. Google struggling to give advice. Okay, first off, big envy mood. Second of all, yeah, Google's not gonna help. Google's just not gonna help. Because that's the kind of balance that's so tricky to strike, and it's so individual. Because if you have like a very feminine face, you kind of want to balance that out with more masculine items, and Google can't tell that. And like vice versa. It's difficult. I guess my advice is just to experiment. I kind of like the balance of where I just confuse people constantly because they can't tell. And I didn't count how many times I was asked for my pronouns in these videos alone before I put them in my comments, like in the description box. It was a bunch of times, and then I just decided to put it in every description because I like confusing people, but you know, if you still want to know my pronouns to refer to me correctly, that's fair. But yes. But aren't all envies inherently hot? Okay, and to finish off, because It's very obvious once you see this. Remember, kids, real ninjas respect each other's pronouns. So, there you go. If you're not a ninja, you should still respect people's pronouns, though. Literally. Unless you unless you get up in the morning and set out to be a dickhead, you should respect people's pronouns. And if you just wake up in the morning to be a dickhead to other people, are you really sure that's what you want to be doing with your life? Literally, how is that productive for anyone? But anyways, respect people's pronouns, go get hydrated, and generally just be cool with each other. Really, what are you doing? But anyways, I hope you had fun. I hope I'm not the only one who found these memes a little bit too relatable sometimes, because I really like calling myself out in videos apparently. And I will see you in 3 days with my next video.